The story of of humanity, is a story of time, an immense, almost unimaginable stretch of time. It begins not with a written word or a grand city, but with a simple, deliberate act, a hand striking a stone against another to create a sharp edge. This moment, nearly 20 million years ago, marked the start of the longest and most foundational chapter in human history. It was an age where these rudimentary stone tools didn't just help us survive. They literally re-sculpted the direction of human life. This is the age that laid the very bedrock of civilization, an era we now know as the Stone Age. To truly understand the vast sweep of human existence, historians and archaeologists have broadly divided our past into three distinct, yet interconnected periods. These are not just arbitrary labels. They're essential keys that unlock the mysteries of who we are. The first of these is prehistory, a time so old and vast that it takes our breath away. Then comes proto-history, a mysterious bridge between the unknown and the known. And finally, we arrive at history, the era of recorded memory. But what do these terms actually mean, and why are they so important? Let's step back in time. Long before the first cities rose along the Indus or the first pyramids pierced the Egyptian sky. In the context of ancient India, prehistory represents a colossal span. It begins roughly 3 million years ago and stretches all the way to around 2500 BCE. This is not just a long period. It is the entire formative phase of human existence. Imagine a world without a single written document, no inscriptions etched in stone, no books, no records left behind for future generations. That is the world of prehistory. The people of this era were the first artists, the first toolmakers, and the first explorers of the planet. But they didn't write down their stories. They didn't record their kings or recount their battles on clay tablets. So, how do we even begin to understand a time so remote and silent? We are completely dependent on the science of archaeology. This period is what we call the Age of Archaeology. We have no text to read, so we must learn to read the earth itself. Our greatest evidence lies in what they left behind. The simple yet revolutionary stone tools that speak of ingenuity, the scattered bones of animals that hint at their diets and hunting techniques, and the sacred burials that whisper of their beliefs about life and death. The stunning cave paintings, vibrant with colors made from ochre and charcoal, are their visual diaries, depicting wild animals, hunting scenes, and abstract symbols. The remains of their ancient settlements, from temporary camps to more permanent villages, tell us about their social structures and how they organize their world. Each artifact is a clue, a single piece in a giant, silent puzzle. The story of prehistory is one we have to piece together with immense patience, imagination, and scientific rigor. Now, the curtain slowly begins to rise on a new era. This is the mysterious and transitional age of proto-history. This period is like a misty dawn, a time when the first rays of human writing begin to appear, but the sun has not yet fully risen. In the timeline of ancient India, proto-history is generally considered to cover the period from approximately 2500 BCE to 600 BCE. This is a crucial phase because it marks a fundamental change in human capability, the development of writing. For the first time, people were creating symbols and systems to record their thoughts. But here lies the great enigma of proto-history. In many cases, either the script of this era remains undeciphered to this very day, a language that we cannot yet read, a code that resists our best efforts, or the surviving records are so fragmented and sparse that they cannot give us a complete picture of the civilization. The most magnificent example of this in the Indian context is the Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Harappan Civilization. This was a highly advanced, urban society with planned cities, sophisticated drainage systems, and intricate trade networks. They created thousands of small seals, carved with a beautiful script of pictographic symbols. And yet, despite more than a century of effort, that script remains undeciphered. We can see their cities and marvel at their engineering, but we cannot hear their voices. We cannot read their laws or their poetry. The Harappan civilization stands as a profound testament to the fact that a society can be incredibly advanced, yet remain silent to us. It perfectly defines proto-history, a period of burgeoning human expression that is just out of our reach. It is the bridge where we know civilization is flourishing, but the full story is still locked away in an unreadable language. Finally, we step into the light. This is the period of history properly defined. This is the era of clarity, the time when human civilization begins to speak to us directly. In the ancient Indian context, this period is generally considered to begin after 600 BCE. With the advent of history, we are no longer in the dark. The written record becomes a source we can read, interpret, and learn from. The fog of time begins to lift, and we can hear the voices of the past. The evidence we find is rich and varied, and most importantly, it is decipherable. Our knowledge of history is built on a solid foundation of readable records. We now have the inscriptions of powerful kings engraved on rocks and pillars, proclaiming their victories and their policies. We have literary texts, from religious hymns and philosophical treatises to epic poems and scientific manuals, offering deep insights into the culture and intellectual life of the time. We have detailed accounts from foreign travelers, Greek ambassadors, Chinese monks, and Arab merchants who visited the Indian subcontinent and wrote about what they saw, providing invaluable perspectives from an outsider's view. These are not just relics. They're the voices of the past. They're the direct testimonies of the people who lived, ruled, fought, loved, and dreamed in those ancient times. We have moved from the silence of archaeological inference to the conversation of historical accounts. The story is no longer a silent one. It is vibrant, complex, and for the first time, truly clear. So, to travel through human history is to navigate through layers of time, each with its own language. The journey takes us from the mute, yet eloquent, evidence of stone tools and cave paintings in prehistory, to the tantalizing, half-spoken whispers of a brilliant civilization whose script we cannot yet fully read in proto-history. It culminates in the rich, detailed narratives of history, where kings and poets, merchants and monks speak to us from the pages of the past. Understanding these distinctions is more than just an academic exercise. It is about understanding the very foundation of our existence. It is a testament to the incredible journey of human innovation, from the first sharpened stone to the development of complex scripts, and finally to the creation of a recorded legacy. It is a story of how we learned not just to make things, but to remember. Ultimately, these three periods remind us that the past is not one single thing, but a series of different worlds, each needing a different key to unlock its secrets. The Stone Age was its dawn, and its legacy continues to shape every aspect of our modern world.